He was late. 30 minutes late. Sitting alone in a cozy restaurant, Amelia nervously traced the rim of her coffee cup, pretending not to care that her blind date hadn't shown up. She hated blind dates, especially ones her best friend insisted on setting up. She was about to grab her purse and leave when the doorbell jingled. A man in a worn leather jacket rushed in, out of breath, looking around anxiously. Their eyes met, and before she could say a word, a little girl ran in behind him, clutching a stuffed bunny and pointing straight at her. "Daddy," the girl squealed, "that's her. That's the one from your story." The restaurant went silent. Amelia froze. His story, and in that single moment, her regret turned into curiosity, confusion, and something that felt dangerously close to destiny. Amelia Carter had sworn off dating. After years of heartbreak and disappointment, she decided that love was something written for others, not for her. But her best friend, Lisa, wouldn't stop insisting. "Just one date," she'd said. "He's kind, he's funny, and, trust me, you'll thank me later." So here she was, at La Petite Rose, the kind of place with dim lighting, soft jazz, and the faint smell of vanilla and wine. Every couple seemed perfect. Every laugh sounded rehearsed. And Amelia sat alone, checking her watch for the fifth time. 32 minutes late, she sighed, pushing back her chair. "That's it. I'm not waiting anymore." Just then, the door swung open. A tall man, slightly unshaven, eyes tired but warm, hurried in, brushing rain off his jacket. He looked like life had been heavy on him, yet there was a strange sincerity in his movements, a quiet charm that didn't need to be loud. "I'm so sorry," he said as he reached her table, breathless. "The babysitter canceled last minute. I didn't want to miss meeting you, so..." Before he could finish, a small voice interrupted, "Daddy." A little girl with honey-colored curls ran toward him, clutching a stuffed bunny almost bigger than her face. Her eyes landed on Amelia, and widened. "That's her," she said, tugging at his sleeve. "That's the one from your story. The lady who smiles like sunshine." Amelia blinked, caught off guard. "What story?" The man flushed. It's just a bedtime story I tell her sometimes. About a lady who helps people smile again." The girl nodded eagerly. "Daddy says she's brave. Even when she's sad." Amelia's chest tightened. For a moment, she forgot all about being stood up, all about the frustration of dating. There was something so real, so unrehearsed, about this man and his little girl. They shared dinner, laughter, and small awkward silences that somehow felt comfortable. His name was Ethan Hale, a single father, widowed 3 years ago. His wife had been his best friend, and losing her nearly broke him. "I wasn't planning on dating again," he admitted softly. "But when Lisa showed me your photo, I felt something. Like maybe life was giving me another chance." Amelia looked at him, her heart strangely heavy. "Funny," she said. "I told Lisa I'd only go if the universe sent me a sign." Ethan smiled. "Well, my daughter seems convinced you're the one from my story." They laughed, but neither of them knew how true that would turn out to be. A week later, Amelia found herself thinking about Ethan more than she should. He was nothing like the polished men she used to date. He wasn't rich, or overly confident, or mysterious. He was just real, but real came with baggage. One evening, Ethan invited her over for dinner. His little girl, Lily, insisted on helping Amelia make cookies. The small apartment was filled with laughter, warmth, and the kind of peace Amelia hadn't felt in years. Then, as Lily ran off to play, Amelia noticed a small wooden frame on the shelf, a family photo. Ethan, his late wife, and baby Lily. She froze. His wife looked heartbreakingly kind. The kind of woman who'd leave a void no one could fill. Her name was Sarah, Ethan said quietly behind her. "She was everything good in me. When she passed, I didn't think I deserved to be happy again." Amelia turned to him. "And the story? The one Lily mentioned?" Ethan took a deep breath. "It started as a way to comfort her. I told her that somewhere in the world, there was a woman who carried sunshine in her heart. That one day, she'd walk into our lives, not to replace her mom, but to remind us that love doesn't die, it just changes shape. Amelia's eyes filled with tears. Ethan, he looked at her, his voice trembling. When Lily saw you that night, I realized I described you without even knowing it. Silence fell between them. Heavy, emotional, beautiful, but Amelia stepped back. Ethan, I can't be her. I can't fill a space that belongs to someone else. He shook his head. You're not replacing her. You're helping us heal. It wasn't easy. There were moments when Amelia wanted to run, moments when Ethan's grief collided with her fear of being hurt again. But slowly, love found a way, not through grand gestures, but through small ones. Lily's drawings changed, from 2 stick figures to 3. Ethan started smiling without guilt, and Amelia, for the first time, felt like she was home. Months later, in the same restaurant where they first met, Ethan kneeled beside Lily, whispering something in her ear. The little girl giggled and ran toward Amelia, holding a small ring box clumsily in her tiny hands. Daddy says, it's time for the story to come true. Tears streamed down Amelia's face as Ethan smiled softly. You walked into our story, Amelia. Will you stay till the end? She nodded through tears, whispering, always. And as the restaurant lights shimmered around them, the regret of a blind date became the beginning of a love story no one could have written better, not even destiny.